pass you over to Mel now, because as you probably gathered, listeners, he hasn't done an awful lot yet this evening.
Thank you for that. Yeah. A couple of things I just pick up on. We're at a time with a lot of floodlight events going on at the moment, and one was completed last night. The very successful Atherstone Grove competition was won by Paul Lamb, who beat Darren Plendleith in the final. If anybody's not been there before, the organisation and the welcome you get at Atherstone Grove is tremendous, and although it wasn't filled this year, I'm sure that Dave Chapman, who runs it, will be hoping to make sure it's full next year. So that's one event. Secondly, I'd just like to bring another point that has come up on the screen, which was mentioned earlier. Jimmy Parker has said that Alan Wilkinson would be a great British Grey and Green president. Well, all I can say is if there's a guy in the sport who deserves that title more than Alan, then I'm yet to meet him. So, you know, I hope that comes into play at some point. Mick Brown's with us at the moment. He's still sitting here, he's still awake. You're the county team manager. We've been talking a little bit about the Crossfield Cup, Mick. Your group, Staffordshire, you've got the older Shropshire, Potter's and Lancashire. How do you fancy that?
It's a difficult group again, Mel, as it was last year. We played Lancashire this year. We beat those. It was a good result. We held them to 2 up in Lancashire, and we won by 20 odd at home. So which was a good result for us. The Potteries, difficult side to beat, but I think we possibly will sort something out for them this year. And definitely the hardest one in the group is the current Crossfield champions, which is Shropshire. And it's up to us as a committee, if we are re-elected at the AGM as chairman of the county selectors, and my 2 fellow compatriots, Bill Chester and Dave Bate, it's up to us to find a team and a green to try and do a little bit of damage and knock them off the perch again. I've got to say, I went up to see the final at the Miel Brace. I stood on the side of the green, and I must say the way the Shropshire lads played was a truly magnificent team performance. Even the losers played well, and they played well as a side. They've got a good unit, and their away side played very well with their results as well. They've got some real good bowlers there. Mind you, they had a good master there, and I must say, I've always said it and I always will say it, the finest bowler I ever saw came from Shropshire, and it was Mr. Dick Merrick. He's always been my hero. I've always recognised him as my hero. I've seen some good bowlers, I've seen some very good bowlers, but the one what sticks out in my memory over the years, from when I was started in the junior county and then proceeded into the senior county side, was Dick Merrick. His tactical prowess was magnificent. It was a pleasure to watch him.
Yeah, he's a fine player, wasn't he?
He was, and always will be, in my mind, the finest player in England. I mean, he won the All England 4 times, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
and that's some achievement.
Yeah,
that's some achievement.
Over a long period of years.
Over a long period of years, it's a fine achievement for a man to do that. I mean, you've had good bowlers. You've got Brian Duncan, you've got Noel Burrows, you've had Stan Frith, you've had Gene Borden, and a lot more players. You've had your dad, Les Evans, right? We've had the late Dick Hodgson, but he was the man what did the business, right? And Shropshire have got a good breed of bowlers there. They've got some good youngsters. Young Michael Beer, he's come through. He's playing well for the county. Callum Wright, or Callum Wright as they call him, he's a good player, very, very good player. And they're not old men. And they are the side as we've got to beat next year to proceed a little bit farther than what we did this year.
Yeah, quite a
It was an excellent game on the Miel Brace, excellent match. There was some superb bowling on there, there's no doubt about it. Parsonage was brilliant. Garrett Herbert, he bowled excellent. You know, there were some tremendous results. It was a pleasure to stand on the side of the green and watch the game. But hopefully, I'm sorry to say this, you Shropshire lads, if you're listening, and I do hope you are listening, we're coming to get you next year.
While we're staying with that, we've been very intently listening to it. Is the captain of the Shropshire side, not one of the young ones, one of the old stages, Glyn Herbert. Good evening, Glyn.
Hello, Mel, how are you?
Have you listened to that?
I've just listened to it, yes.
Yeah.
Intently.
Okay. What do you think?
Well, we played Staffordshire, I think, not this year, the year before, didn't we?
You did, yeah.
I think we did, yeah. We played you at, I think we played at District.
Ammerwich, wasn't it, Our?
I think, yeah, that's where you played your home leg, yeah. We played at the District. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting game. With so many staffs players playing in the Shropshire League, Shropshire Premier League, it'll be interesting to see what green we go to.
Yeah.
Because obviously with the likes of, you know, you've got Stuart Rutter and people like that, and we've got Craig Barker playing us at Castlefields at the moment, who's a big member of your away squad. So it'll be interesting to see what green we pick.
Well, the same applies to Staffordshire, doesn't it, Glyn? Because you know, with the cross border, with people playing in the Summit League and on the Saturday, there's a lot of Staffordshire lads now, the Shropshire Greens, and vice versa, isn't there?
That's it. Yeah. You know, I mean, with Craig playing with us at the moment at Castlefields, I mean, Keith Walton and Michael Beard have had, I think, nearly a full season playing for M&B.
Yeah.
On a Saturday, and of course you've got the likes of the St George's lads who are playing in the Summit League on a Monday night with you.
Yeah, that's right. So it's all very interesting, but there's a winter away to dwell on choice of greens, etc., isn't there? Like, you know?
There is, yeah, and it'll all be, as I was listening to the show earlier on, sometimes you can't be a decider of the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, the weather came right for us in the final. I mean, if we'd have played on the Saturday, possibly we may not have won, but the green just went yards faster on the Sunday for some unknown reason. Bit of wind drying it out, and the green was, it must have been 5 yards faster when we went to play Sunday.
Yeah. Just going back to it, I suppose everybody in Shropshire is still on cloud nine, aren't they?
They are, yeah. I mean, a lot of the lads I haven't spoke to since, because with the Isle of Man being the next day, the majority of the home side had to jump in a minibus and shoot off to the Isle of Man. And that was the same with the away side as well. I think it was 4 or 5 going straight from the away side off to the Isle of Man. So we've got a bit of a presentation in November. So I think everybody will get together then.
Yeah. Just looking at your path through to the final, Glyn, I mean, you won all 3 of your group matches. You beat the Potteries by 24. Alders, Greater Manchester was 23, and then a big win against Derbyshire. You set yourself up very nicely, really, didn't you?
We did, yeah, and it's always important, I think, to win your first game. Ourselves in Shropshire have always struggled to pick a green. Where, you know, the first week of May, where, you know, some of the lads have been playing through the winter. Some of the lads have just picked the bowl up. So it's very difficult to pick a green for the first game. Over the last couple of years, we've decided to use Wem United services, and that's done us well.
Yeah, because it's fair to say Shropshire like a good running green, don't they?
We do, yeah. I mean, you know, we've had the Premier League going now for 14 years. I think it is, something like that. It'll be 15 years, 94 I think the league started. And we're still using greens that aren't actually in the Premier League. I mean, this year we've used Greenfields, we've used Ponsbury, and we've used Old Shrewsbury. So they're not greens that are used in the Premier League.
No.